for so long, I tried to do everything that I could to manifest a better life. And I want to make this video for people who are in that spot where they're just like fucking exhausted. Because I think with all of this new age spirituality, that's kind of something that has been happening a lot. Like I said, with me and a lot of people in my life, they've experienced the same thing. And it's backwards. It's not supposed to be that draining. So I just want to share a little bit about my experience and things that I've learned, and hopefully this brings some insight into what you're dealing with. But I think at first I had no self-awareness, right? Like, we grew up as kids, we're taught what we're taught, our mind works a specific way, and then so many of us reach a point where we're like, okay, we're not satisfied with life, like life actually sucks right now. What do we do? And that's, how I found manifestation. And then that led me into spirituality and all of that stuff. And I was somebody where I was so obsessed with like being like not even the best. Like I was just such a perfectionist. That's the word. And everything in school I would do, outside of school, it's like I had to do it perfectly. And I tore myself down that way. Like nothing was ever for fun. It was always like beating myself up out of shame. And it's crazy because that shadow entered into the work that I started doing on myself. So obviously it is beautiful to have self-awareness, and I think there comes a point in all of our lives where that becomes necessary, to look at ourselves and be like, okay, I am creating my reality in terms of, what I'm feeling internally is showing up in the outside world. So how can we shift this? How can we work with this? How can we heal this? And I became fucking obsessed. Like I said, it was from such a point of it came from a lens of shame, of lack, of trying to fix myself because I was broken. And I referred to it as spiritual warfare in my mind, because I got so fucking hung up on what everybody was telling me to do. Like, and obviously there's so much beauty in people sharing what worked for them. But I am so turned off from statements like, this is what you need to do. These are the 3 things. This is why you don't have this. Because we are all built so differently. We all came here to learn different lessons. Like what I'm sharing right now, some people it's not going to resonate with. Like they're going to have no idea what I'm talking about. And that's so cool. Like this journey everybody's on their own journey. So I very much put my power outside of myself, and I was like all up on TikTok, right? All of the things you need to do to manifest. I was listening to all of these like quantum leap videos, and like you have to be in this high vibe. I remember, God, this shit drove me crazy. These videos, like for 72 hours, you have to be in the assumed state, like you have to feel great, basically, is what they were saying. And it's like, if there's one thing I've learned, it's that you can't force feelings. That's not a thing. It's simply not a thing. You feel what you feel, and that's that. You can move through them, you can process them, but me trying to force myself into a happy state was making me more depressed, because that I felt like I was doing it wrong. And if I did feel sad or I was moving through grief, which again I've learned in this process of healing, you move through that shit. Feeling is healing, and none of these emotions are bad. But I thought that they were. So I became obsessed with trying to make myself perfect, feel perfect all the time, act perfect all the time. Like if I didn't show up as my best self, if I got nervous, if I was tripping over my words, if my hair wasn't, you know, like all the things, fucking everything, right? I would just shit on myself more because I'm like, you're not showing up as your best self, da 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 da. And that's a whole other conversation, but I've learned that it's not needing to show up as your best self. It's, can I hold myself even when I do mess up or whatever, you know? Even when I am the flawed human that I am, can I still love myself for that and like move the fuck on without terrorizing myself? But that's what I was doing. I was terrorizing myself. And it became like that perfectionism. It became a hypervigilance of monitoring myself. And then I was doing everything I could fucking do to change my life, to change my life circumstances, because I just wanted to feel peace. I wanted to feel whole. I wanted to enjoy life. I wanted to feel like I was enough. Like, looking back, that's all I've ever fucking wanted. I think that's all we ever want. And this led to, again, like, it's crazy how the shadow side like creeps into this spiritual world for me, and like the practices that I cultivated, and it became this obsession, which I did not realize at the time was an obsession. But I would wake up and it was like every second of every day, it was, how do I make myself better? Because again, the inside is the outside, da da da. But I was going from like I'm broken perspective. So I would wake up and I'd be like, okay, this girl on TikTok said that. I need to rewire my subconscious mind first thing when I wake up. So I wrote out, like, I did literally everything you could think of. The recordings of affirmations, the writing down affirmations and reading them, like journaling as if I lived a life that like I don't live. I don't mean to be making a face. These things are beautiful and they served me in some sense. And again, for some people's journeys, I think that these are beautiful tools. I just don't believe that these tools are for everybody. They were breaking me. They were fucking breaking me. So, you know, I would do that, and then it was like, okay, I have to go fucking work out for how long, even though it just deteriorated my body, and I no longer do that. That's a whole other thing. And then I had to read the books, and I had to do the energy work. It was like everything. I had to do everything every second of the day. And then as I'm doing all these things, I'm constantly every second tracking my thoughts, tracking my feelings. And then as soon as I couldn't sit in silence. Silence was like deadly to me. So I would listen to a podcast. I would listen to subliminals. I would just, and what's happening is like, now looking back, I'm like, oh, I legit did not trust myself at all. And I was looking to all of these outside sources to fix me, to heal me, to give me the magic pill of an answer. Like, that's what I was looking for, was like this aha moment of like, oh, I get it. I get it. I have the magic key. Everything's fixed. I was looking for that without understanding. I didn't even realize I was looking for that. So it truly became torturous. And if you're in this place right now, I'm not saying this to like shit on yourself. Don't shit on yourself. Like, we're all trying. And again, we're all on this journey. Like, I wouldn't go back and change a damn thing. I would not change a thing. Not one thing. Because that was the embodied experience that was necessary for me on this journey. I'm just hoping in this video that if that is you, that it's like, maybe this will open a perspective that wasn't open before, and just be the invitation to like trust yourself more. Because that's what really helped me, was when I started hearing things like, go back to yourself. Like, that's what healing is coming home to yourself. So I got to the point, I mean, a few things happened, but for me, it was like, I couldn't live the life that I was living anymore. I was so burnt out. I did a plant medicine ceremony that over time just showed and unfolded how burnt out I was and how chaotic my body, my mind, my soul was. And I ended up moving back home, living with my parents. I still am. And even when I did that, right, because of then it's like, okay, well, this is, my ego is like, okay, this is stepping backwards. Like, what the fuck are we doing? We're failing. Like, you know, my ego is like, this is a failure. We have to fix this. We have to fix this. Instead of me just surrendering and like being open to the lessons that I was meant to learn, I was like, we need to fix this. So I started doing all that shit again. Because again, I was like, I need to not be at home. Like, I don't want to be in this town. I was living in Los Angeles. I want to get back to Los Angeles. Like, I want to travel, all these things. So I was like, okay, I need to fix this. I need to figure this out. And it led me to burnout again, because I would go to sleep listening to subliminals, which is inputting so much information into your mind. Like, instead of my body just processing whatever it needs to process, it's like so much information being bombarded into my mind. Again, great for some people. For me, not the vibe. And then just similar to how it was, right? Like waking up, doing everything I possibly could, monitoring every single thought, every single feeling I was having. I was like, Lauren, you're not present, you piece of shit. You got to be present. Like, this is why you're fucking up. All of these thoughts, like, that are happening subconsciously, like these voices that aren't even like voices, they're just like a constant sensation. And to me, my cue for when I am out of alignment is my chronic pain flares. And it's just like back, jaw, neck pain, all of that shit. And I get very irritated. I mean, obviously. And just like, yeah, this pain that like won't go away. Like it feels like I'm 500 pounds and everything is being electrocuted inside of me. And that's how I was feeling. It was like, y'all, I was going to chat every day, being like, not fix me, but you know, like, okay, this is what I'm going through. Like, what the fuck is going on? And I was listening to, again, all the TikToks, all the Instagram reels, all of everything anybody could tell me. I was relying on them to fix me. And I remember, now my sister, she's like my partner in crime. We're on this journey together, and it's so crazy how we mirror each other, but like in such different flavors. Like, our lives are so different, but they mirror each other so immensely. And I just remember calling her, and this had been like a theme. Like, it was a theme where I was like just tapped out. I'm like, I have done everything. I have read every fucking book. I have done every fucking technique. I've done it all. And I'm still not happy with my life. I'm still not financially free. I still don't have a partner. I still wake up anxious as a bitch, you know? And I was talking to her, and I'm like, dude, I have nothing left to give. Because she, you know, we're chatting and she wants to help, and she's like, well, why do you think this is happening? You know, like asking the questions for me to have that self-awareness and stuff. And it's like, I played those games constantly in my mind that she asked me a question, and I was like, I don't have the energy to even begin to try to understand. Like, I have been trying to logically understand life for so long. I have been living in my head. I'm like, I have nothing to give. I have nothing to give. And she very much reached the same point when I reached it. She felt the same way, where she had done everything and it became torturous because it's like, I don't know, the life circumstances, there's so much like media out there saying it's your fault if these are your circumstances. And I understand the concept of like, again, having self-awareness, but if you do have self-awareness, it's so much more beneficial to allow things to unfold and choose when to have that self-awareness, as opposed to gripping onto that out of control. So that's where I want to go next. Is I reached this point where I was like, dude, I'm hands up. Like, I'm full surrender. And it's crazy because me and my sister years ago, we never did this before and we never did it again. But for 1 year, we were like, let's just choose a word this year. And we chose surrender. This was probably like 3 years ago. And it's so crazy looking back that we chose that because it really didn't mean anything to us at that time. I don't know why we chose that word, but we were like, just surrender, just surrender. And we were both like in a very crazed state of like perfectionism, doing, trying to control, lack, fear, all the things. So fast forward a few years and we're sitting here and we're like, fuck, we are genuinely forced to surrender. Like we have done it all. We don't have any juice in us left to give. Like the universe literally squeezed us dry and was like, forced us into surrender, truly. Because I couldn't even think. Like my mind could not even think anymore. And I'm so blessed and I feel so grateful for all of that chaos and all of that pain. Like, y'all, I remember waking up every day just thinking, fuck this shit again. And then my second thought was, no, bad Lauren, you can't think that. You have to think positively. And then it was just a spiral and a fight, just like this constant warfare in my mind until I fell asleep and woke up and did it all again. So again, if you're in that place, like, I feel you. And I just want to honor you for all the work that you are doing, because I know that it's coming from like trying to do your best. Truly, it's just like not understanding how to. And I think so many of us have to go through that to reach this point of surrender. It's like, I've tried everything, now what? Like, I've done it all. I've done everything that everybody else has told me to do. Now what? And this is where I am now, where obviously I still like, I don't know, I take in a lot less information than I did. I'm reading a lot less. I deleted Instagram. I hate Instagram. I just got it for like business purposes. Again, some people might love it and it might like really benefit them. It was very much coming from lack that I even like got back on it. And it was stressing me out because there was so much information and like fast information of these are the 3 things to like live a happy, fulfilling life. And like, just, you know, I don't know. We're all meant to like live differently and have different lessons and experience different things. And I feel like the one lesson that is congruent across the board is come back to yourself. And that's what this has taught me, is like to listen a lot more than I talk. And when I say that, I don't mean speaking out loud. I mean like even in my head, trying to control things. As I mentioned before, I was so obsessed with making my life better that I was like trying to cut ahead of the line and like solve things that haven't even unfolded yet. And intuition is a present moment thing. It's a present moment thing. It's not like a future thing. You can't like think futurely about it, if that makes sense. Okay, so what I'm saying is, let's say a situation arises. I'm going to use an example. Let me give you an example. So there's not like a relationship, but like kind of like a romantic connection that's in my life. And I know that this person is not my forever person. I know that. And in the past, I very much, even with this person and other people too, I would be like coming from a place of fear and lack, and I would be like, I need to cut this off immediately because this isn't in alignment with my highest self. This isn't who I want to be. I have to cut them off. And I did that so chaotically and abruptly to like so many romantic partners specifically. It didn't come from a place of like, oh, you know what? Okay, I'm sensing into this. Like, this isn't it. Let me it didn't come from a centered state that I would cut off these connections. And what I'm saying is there's this one connection that's still alive a bit. And like I said, I know this person isn't for me. The past version of me would have like cut it off again out of fear that it was messing up my life that could be, right? Where now I can feel that it is unfolding exactly the way that it is meant to. And in each moment, I just move from what feels best. So it's not like a head thing. It's not like, oh, what should I logically say here? It's like, okay, what do I want to express in this moment? And I know that this connection is going to dissolve, and I'm like very happy with knowing that, yet I'm not forcing it, if that makes sense. Now, obviously, this isn't like an abusive connection. If that's the case, then 100% like split, you know? And I'm not saying stick around longer than you feel you should. I'm just saying I am not moving from fear anymore. I know that there's a reason this is still present in my life, because I'm still learning lessons from this connection. I still am very deeply learning lessons from this connection that I know will give me the experience that is meant for this higher, deeper, more truthful version of me that I'm continually stepping into. But if I were to just be like, okay, how do I, because everybody's like, act as if you're already like in the perfect relationship and the millionaire and like the boss babe and whatever. And I get the understanding of that, of like, you know, knowing where you're not showing up in a way that you could be. I don't know. I feel like we're not gonna go there. But hold on, let me bring this back. I feel like my mind's wandering a bit. But I was so obsessed with, is this person in my highest alignment? Like friends, family, romantic partners, is this situation in my highest alignment? Like I was in jobs that I didn't want to be in and that I knew weren't going to be forever. And I think there's so much talk about like leave, you know, just like cut ties. Like if it's not in your highest alignment, you're whatever, that's how you quantum leap, is you cut ties. And it's like, no, actually I'm in this situation because I'm learning from it, and I will know when it's time to step away from it. Like this situation isn't hurting me. I'm gaining so much experience from it. I mean, with people, with jobs, with like where you're living, like I said, I'm still at home, which is so beautiful and so lovely, but like ultimately it's not where I want to be. And I've had this fucking battle with myself so much. Like literally, I'm still, everything that I'm saying right now, I'm also saying to myself very much so. Like this is very healing for me to express because I'm hearing it myself. And instead of thinking that I'm back home because I failed and that there's something in me that I need to fix and like killing myself trying to figure out what that thing is, I'm like, okay, let me just experience. And like I was saying, listening, it's like if something is coming into my awareness, I my intuition is like, I'm connected enough to it at this point where I know when I need to like think logically about something, or like sit down and try to understand something, or figure out a patterning that's happening, but it's not a constant thing anymore. Like, I am much more flowing with life instead of trying to fight it. And it's like, it's just become so much easier to understand what's happening, because it's like, then you aren't trying to jump ahead of the experiences and learn a lesson that like you literally just haven't learned yet. Like, you learn through experiencing. I don't know if there's anything else that I want to say on this. I think exactly that. Me trying to spend every second of every day fixing myself was me moving from lack, and it was like, it was taking the energy the energy of the world that I didn't want to live in and shifting it just into like a different flavor and bringing that into my spiritual practice. And it's so crazy. Like, once I saw that, I'm like, oh my God, life is just so ironic. Like, it's so ironic. It's like that concept of being so egoic about like dropping your ego, you know, and then but then the ego like sneaks in the back door, and you have an ego about like not having an ego. It's like that type of shit, right? And I just, again, I just want to offer this, like, just moving from faith, listening to yourself, spend more. Well, I'm not telling you what to do. I don't want you to think that I'm telling you what to do. Just if this resonates and you're like, this feels like a vibe, then cool. But like, for me, it's very much clocking it in my body. Like, I feel things. So even this morning, I was listening to like subliminals. I tried listening to them again recently. And my body just literally got like, so again, like I said, I get like this electric feeling, not like a good electric, like a chaotic electric, when something feels out of alignment. And I sat there for a second and I was like, okay, I'm listening to these subliminals. It feels like, even though I can't hear the words, it feels like there's a lot coming into my mind. My body's feeling like too filled up, you know, like there's too much inside of it. And I'm like, why am I listening to these subliminals? Is it because I feel called to, or is it because I'm trying to control something? And 100% it was because I'm trying to control something. Like where my insecurities are, I'm trying to fix them. So I was like, okay, let me turn these off. And I like listened to something else that was lovely, but I also spent a lot of time in silence. And again, I'm not perfect by any fucking means at all. Like, yesterday I went down this whole wormhole that was just like silly, but again, my body speaks to me, like on my phone, you know, like going down, like trying to understand something that can't be understood, and like trying to get a grip on something that I can't get a grip on. And my body speaks to me. Like, my pain was starting to really flare, and I was like, okay, like I gotta put my phone down. And I just like sat outside and stared at the trees and like just felt, and just like, you know, prayed or whatever. And for me, that has been, I don't know, it's so, life's so fucking wacky, y'all. Like, it was so much pain that I went through, and nobody would know it by looking at me. Like, it was all mental, right? And I just want to offer this again, because like there's so much out there of, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. And it's like, no, like all of the answers are inside of you. All of the answers are inside of you. So I'm grateful for the burnout. It was a blessing from the universe, because the universe literally sucked all the juice out of me and forced me into surrender. And that's where I'm at right now, is like true surrender. Like, I'm living every moment, and I'm trusting that I'm learning the lessons, I'm getting the insight, I'm getting the guidance, the clarity, the understanding as I go. And that's just flowing with life instead of trying to control it. So that's that. Hope that made sense. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Much love to you.